So I've been playing Wizard101 for about 10 years now. I've played every single school up to at least the second arc. So I think I know enough on each school's pro and cons to form my own list of the worst and best schools in the game. Obviously, this is my opinion, so you don't have to agree with me. I'm going to be starting from the worst school, in my opinion, to the best school, in my opinion. So let's get started. At dead last, Balance. Are you really surprised? It's no brainer that Balance isn't high on the list considering their school is a combination of all the schools. So let's talk about the pros and cons. Pros: Balance Wizards have got your back in battles. Elemental to Spirit Blades and traps, feints, and other massive supports. Balance is super helpful in a battle as they can provide support to the hitter while they prepare for their attacks. Cons: the biggest con for me is that Balance doesn't have a prism of their own. If you want to kill a Balance enemy, you're going to have to pick a school to focus attack with. Their healing isn't as strong as Life Wizards, and their tanking isn't as strong as Ice Wizards. Balance is a teamwork school, so it's pretty difficult to use as a solo player. Next up we have Ice. Ice in recent years has definitely moved up on a lot of Wizards' lists due to PvP, but personally, it would always be one of my most hated schools, but we'll get to that in a minute. One of the biggest pros of Ice is they are amazing at tanking. I'm sure every wizard has groaned as an enemy casts a tower shield right before they hit. Cons: this is the reason I hate Ice so much. You don't get your Ice Blade until level 38. Every other school gets their specific school blades early on in the game, Fire getting a blade at level 2 when you talk to Merle Ambrose in Wizard City. Ice Wizards have a hard time dealing damage at the beginning of the game because of this. In 5th place we have Fire. Fire is one of the coolest schools, to be honest. Their spells always look super dope and powerful. The pros to Fire: they take out shields. Due to their slow burn over time spells, it's really difficult for enemies to stay shielded. They can cast a dot, which is a damage over time spell, get rid of shields, and then attack with a powerful spell to finish off the opponent. Super handy. Cons is that Fire is not a tank school. They do not have an easy time healing themselves, so you better kill fast or take shields with you. Number 4, Storm. Alright, we get it. You're a Storm Wizard, we can tell. Storm is definitely one of the most popular schools in the game considering its ability to pulverize its enemies in a matter of rounds. Pros is that Storm is a fast and powerful hitting school. Their spells are low to average pip intake, so they can whip out spell after spell, which you can already see in my Storm walkthrough series on my channel. They fizzle a lot. Storm may be the strongest school, but they have the worst accuracy with only 75% as their base. And Storm is not a taking school. You gotta hit fast or you're gonna be the one who's defeated. Number 3, Life. Shut up. Just shut up. Life has always been looked down on, but hear me out. It's a super good solo/PvP school. Pros: if you're ever up against a Life Wizard, just know you're gonna be there for a while. These wizards tend to draw fights out with massive healing sprees, which makes them a nuisance for all the opposing teams during PvP. Cons: obviously, Life is not a very strong attacking school. Their pip spells are usually super high, causing a large majority of wizards to craft new AoE spells that's going to take a lot of time and resources. If you don't craft, you're stuck with Forest Lord, which is a 7 pip hit spell. Yikes. And in 2nd place, Myth. I love Myth. I absolutely fell in love with the Myth school after watching Zen Master Blue's walkthrough so many years ago. Not gonna lie, who really summons minions? Minions are pretty much useless after Wizard City and are only ever used if you're in a pinch. Pros: cleanses are so helpful. Shields and weaknesses don't have an effect on Myth Wizards. They can even stun their enemies, well, sometimes unless the opponent is too powerful. They are great hitters and tankers if used properly. Earthquake puts the fear of God onto opposing teams with all their blades ready to hit. Cons: they have super low health and genuinely have a weak defense. Their AoE damage is not the best, and a lot of people find the Myth school pretty underwhelming. I do think Blue's walkthrough sparked a gain in popularity though for Myth. As you can see, it's one of my favorite schools because of him. And at number 1, we have Death. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you knew this was coming. Death is the solo wizard school. Pros: Death are strong hitters who also deal damage and heal themselves. They are the perfect mix of tanky and attacky, but the cons are that they stand out as only really a solo school. Their best habitat is when they're hitting and healing themselves. This was my ranking of the Wizard101 schools. Like I said, I've been playing for 10 years, and within those 10 years, it's been the schools that I've genuinely gravitated to. My opinion might not be the same as yours, but that's okay. Wizard101 is meant to be fun, regardless of schools. I believe all schools deserve a fair chance because they can bring so much to the table. I don't think any school should ever be truly better than the other due to the fact that they all have some sort of con. Pick the school that will give you the most enjoyable playing experience. Bye!